Hey crew, welcome back to another episode of the Skippy Report. On this episode, I sit down with my friend Nick Racette of the Lower Peninsula Pinheads. We have a conversation of how he got into Telemark skiing, the Lower Peninsula Pinheads, skiing in the Midwest, and Mitch, when you're out there, you got to make sure that Nick is a full-fledged member of the Midwest Teledads. We met couple of years ago at the Midwest Telefest, and this year we decided to sit down and talk about what he does in Michigan. Anyway, so grab yourself a favorite beverage, kick back, and enjoy the episode of Nick and myself here on the Skippy Report. Nick!
Can you hear? How are you, Keith?
I'm good. You?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here, brother. Cheers if you got anything on the go, man.
Cheers to you.
I got some good old Crown Royal. What are you sipping on?
Bell's Two Hearted. Have you had it?
No.
It's like I'd say probably the number one IPA in Michigan.
Oh, well, there you go. IPA. That's I can't get into that. Oh, it's Molson's.
No, it's no Molson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Molson is, here's a good story. A friend of mine went to a craft brewery with his hockey team after practice or a game. And this one guy had never been to a craft brewery. And the attendant, the service person was saying, oh, so what would you like? He goes, well, I don't know. Like, what do you have? Like, you got it. I'll have a Coors. She goes, I don't have anything like Coors. He goes, well, bring me something like Coors. So when she brought all the beer around, she brought him a glass of water.
That's too good.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I try IPAs. I just can't get myself into the taste buds with I don't know if it's the citrusy, hoppy, hazy.
Yeah, bittery and
yeah.
The fruit ones are a little much for me. I like the straight IPA bitter. That's where we're at. That or Hams.
Oh yeah. I like that when I'm down there.
Yep.
Yeah. So how's your summer going, man?
It's good. It's been busy.
Yeah.
And I'm at the age where everybody's getting married.
Oh,
so
okay.
I had like three weddings this summer. It's been really hot. We've been trying to ride bikes, but it's hard when it's 90 degrees out.
Oh, I know.
And you?
Yeah, busy. We spent a bit of time at home gardening and that sort of stuff, but we're always on the move. So I am presently 50 feet from Lake Superior up in Thunder Bay.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the waves behind us. There's jet skis out in the water today. It's been we've been here since Friday? No, Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday, yeah, and it's been calm, which is unusual. So we've been paddleboarding a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Is the water still? I mean, I guess you're on the North Coast. I was just up in Marquette around Labor Day, and the water was still very, very much so summer water.
In Thunder Bay itself, you can swim in it. The little kids, It doesn't bother them. I'm a polar bear. Like I've been in Lake Superior at the end of November.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So out in the deeper water, it's cooler. Yesterday when I came in, my wife was sitting in the water close to shore, and I was like, "Oh, it's much warmer in here than way out there."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
how the lake goes.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I used to paddle on the lake, and we used to have to wear. This was the last week of July, first 2 weeks of August, and we would have to wear wetsuits. The lake was so cold out there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We paddled the North Shore for a few years.
Okay.
But my paddling partners were older, and they just didn't want to be uncomfortable any longer. So,
right.
Yeah, because I was kind of hoping we could circumnavigate the lake, do about 100 miles at a time. So it would take like 13 years.
So my best friend, him and 4 other buddies, they circumnavigated the lake.
Oh, no way.
2018, made a film about it and everything.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So what's the name of the film so listeners can look it up?
It's For the Water.
Okay.
For being the numeral, or not the numeral, but
FOUR.
FOUR. Yeah. For the Water. Yep. They went and visited a bunch of different places and saw a bunch of communities that live off the lake. And
yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I still want to get to see what is it, Painted Shore? of Lake
Yeah,
Michigan?
the
Is that what it's
Pictured Rocks.
Pictured Rocks? Yeah.
I actually was a guide there for 4 summers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'd paddle from Miners Beach there to all the way to Chapel Beach.
And is that near Munising?
Yeah, it starts in Munising there,
Oh,
and then the whole lakeshore goes all the way to Grand Marais,
right,
something like 26 or some odd miles.
right. Very cool. So I always have this interesting stuff that happens at the beginning, and it's happened, and the listeners don't know who you are. So I have now the way you sent it to me, how you say your last name is different than a French Canadian guy says it, eh?
Well, do the French Canadian and see if it's how I normally hear it.
Racette. Nick
That sounds
Nick
that
Racette.
sounds about that sounds about right.
Oh
It's
yeah,
got a
okay.
little affectation to it.
Okay. Yeah, it was like when and Nick, your hometown is somewhere in like central lower Michigan?
That's correct. I live in Grand Rapids.
Okay. Isn't
Yeah,
that the hometown of Founders Brewery?
that is correct.
Oh, very
Man,
good.
you did your research.
Oh no, I drink Founders beer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm probably 6 miles from Founders.
So do you have a cup at the brewery or a mug?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't.
I hear
Unfortunately.
regulars do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, the mug club.
And you're here primarily because you're a telemark skier
That's right.
and you run Lower Peninsula Pinheads.
That's right.
So now we have the intros done. Let's go back to the interesting stuff because that's, you know what, it's about telemark skiing, but there's a lot of other interesting facets that people have. So you guided up on Lake Superior.
Yeah, I did that in the summers with a bunch of buddies from college. We all worked for an outfit there and
Okay.
paddled pretty much every day.
Wow. That's
So
pretty nice, man.
seeing that lakeshore a lot of different times.
Yeah, this year we decided to try something different. One of my wife's neighbors here, they call them camps. It's a house now. And he says, "Oh, you got to take the Sultan Road. It cuts 3 hours off the trip." And I used to work in the area where the Sultan Road is. I worked for a logging company in a place called Ramsey. Anyway, so we were driving along. I think in about 3 hours, I saw a dozen cars. But
wow.
the logging section is only 1 hour, and it's as wide as a highway. But after we got to Wawa, I looked at the clock and I was like, I don't think it cuts 3 hours off. So when I saw him, he's 90. I said, "Dude, I'm calling you on that 3 hours." He goes, "No, it's just an hour." I was like, "Okay, for an hour, I'd rather take an hour longer and see the nice scenery than just a row of trees on either side of the road."
Right. I'll go out of the way to take the scenic route home.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So let's tell the people who you are. Like, what do you do? And, you know, we've got some background information on you.
Yeah, I'm Nick Racette, live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I've been telemark skiing now for, I think this will be my 9th year.
Cool.
I started out as a snowboarder and moved right over to Tele. And when I moved back from Idaho about 7 years ago, I wanted to have something in the Lower Peninsula that was a community-driven event. You know, kind of like Midwest Telefest was.
Yeah.
I really love that event, and there's a lot of folks that live down here in the lower part of Michigan that won't take that 10-hour drive up there.
Oh, man, they're wusses.
I know it.
Because, me and Justin Robb, we put a few more hours in than that to go to the Midwest.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys make the pilgrimage to come to that. So I wanted to make something that was, similar. But just to be able to bring all the telemark skiers in the lower Michigan, anybody else who wanted to make the drive,
yeah,
come on down and we can spend a day together skiing. We do events. We started last year doing a film premiere.
Oh, cool.
We started a band 2 years ago on Saturday night. So we start Friday with kind of a meet and greet and a film, and whoever shows up early can come do a social ski.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, bright and early, we start, and we have a spot up in the lodge. People come and sign up. We raffle off things. We've got demos, and just spend the day doing events and skiing together, and do the potluck at lunch, and then have the
Nice.
band play all night.
Nice. And is there anything on Sunday?
Whoever wants to ski, that's
Skis.
an open day.
And
So,
where is it this year? It's
oh
always
yeah,
the same
oh yeah.
place, right?
It's always at the same place. It's Cabernet Peaks in Cadillac, Michigan.
Yep.
That I call that my home mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's an hour and 27 minutes door to door for me, but that's where I'm at every weekend, and I think it's the best, some of the best skiing and community in Lower Michigan.
You should have said that when we met last year, because when I was doing our Lake Superior Circle ski tour, that was going to be one of the last mountains on our trip to do, but we had to kind of go a little bit out of our way. And I said to my wife, I said, oh, we could go and ski, or we could just meander and head home, because my daughter lives in Amherstburg, which is south of Detroit in Ontario.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
South
we ended
Sarnia.
up not doing that. But now that you said that, because we skied Nub's Knob, and I thought, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this was some pretty nicely groomed skiing.
They call it the best grooming in the Midwest. If I could go anywhere else, I'd go to Nubs, but that adds you
Yeah, that's
another hour, maybe a little bit more
yes,
further than Cabernet is.
yes,
But Nubs Knob also has some pretty good. They have Telebration.
right,
So they had for a long time they were known as like the Telly capital of Michigan,
right.
and I'm reclaiming that for Cabernet Peaks, man. There is you'll see like 16 Telemark skiers there on a Saturday.
Oh, right on.
So I mean the number sounds low in the grand scheme of things,
No,
but for Telemark skiers,
no,
that's pretty good.
yeah, because most places are like 1 to none.
Right.
Yep.
You're the Lone Ranger
That's
out
right.
there.
That's right.
So yeah, it's just a great time. I used to 2 years ago, my wife was injured. She skis with me all the time. So I was going up there by myself, not calling anybody, and you'd show up and you'd be skiing with 4 or 5 people
Nice.
just because somebody's there every time.
Right. Huh. Now, what weekend is it going to be this year? This season.
This season. It is
Yes.
January 23rd, 24th, and 25th, whoever stays overnight on that Saturday.
Very
So
cool.
that 23rd is going to be when we show the film.
Yep.
And so you can show up, and there's lodging right on site there at Cabernet, or there's, Airbnbs around.
Yep.
So we encourage people to start looking now.
Yeah, look now.
Which, yeah, everything books up quick for the winter.
Yeah.
So I got my rooms, so we're ready to go.
Right on.
And whoever wants to show up and see the film and have a couple beverages and, get in the hot tub and discuss what we have planned for Saturday.
Right on. So when you said they have lodging on site, is it kind of, when we did our Circle ski tour, we started off at Treetops, and like that's a real resort. Is Cabernet similar as resort wise, or do they just have accommodation? It's like open to the public mostly.
It's open to the public. They have 3 lodges. So the Mackenzie Lodge is going to be your accommodations. There's 39 rooms, I believe.
Okay.
And bar, restaurant at the bottom of that, hot tub, pool, and then your 2-day lodges.
Okay.
On top of that.
So where do most people stay? Mackenzie?
I try to get more and more people to stay there.
Right.
Staying on site is not always the economical way to go, but more and more people are staying on site because once you show up on Friday, you don't have to move your car till Sunday.
You don't have to drive anywhere, so you don't have to worry about, like us Canadians, we don't want to get a DUI in America.
Right.
It costs a lot more money.
You're right. They might not let you back in.
No, that's awesome. So you said you've been telemark skiing for 9 years.
Yes.
About what got you into telemark skiing from snowboarding?
So around that time, I was just getting ready to finish up with college, and I was falling off of snowboarding. I wasn't having as much fun anymore. And then I met my now wife, and her dad's a telemark skier.
Okay.
So he bought her a setup originally, and she'd go back and forth, you want to keep up with your friends, and you're the only telemark skier. So she'd go back and forth. if she wanted to try and give it a go on one day and then ride her alpines on the other. And then she moved out to Idaho, and I was finishing up school. Her dad called me and said, "Hey, me and my buddy are going to Midwest Telefest. Can we crash on your couch in Marquette on our way there?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "You know what? You want to come with?" And I said, "Oh, you betcha." So they came up and we drove over to the Porkies,
Yep.
and I snowboarded for half a day, and they cobbled up a setup for me, and I gave it a try. And I was on, man, Rossi BC duckbill boots,
Oh,
like
wow.
very flimsy, and a pair of K2 backups with hammerheads on them.
Wow.
And so the boots did not meet the power of the ski.
Yeah,
I
they
was like
seemed
a
like a
baby.
more of a cross country setup.
Oh, absolutely. The boots were for cross country skis. They were never meant to downhill. But I had a riot, and the community welcomed me in, and that was the second time I had been to Midwest Telefest, but the first time I had tellied there, and I fell in love with the community, loved everybody there.
Right on.
Everybody seemed to be having so much fun. The turn looks cool. So when he dropped me back up off in Marquette, I ended up buying a pair of boots from the swap at Midwest Telefest.
Right.
He left me with a pair of skis, and then I bought the Bible and
Yep.
was teaching myself how to telly for $10 an hour. They were doing lift tickets at the local hill, $10 an hour. So I'd go spend the $10, read my book, and try to learn how it goes.
That sounds like a lot the way a lot of people get started.
Yeah, there's not a lot of telly people compared to the rest of the people on the mountain. So if you don't meet somebody, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that was like me. And I would look on telemarktips.com, and they had this instructor guy, Franish Umash, I think his name was. And I would go on every Saturday morning because my kids, one of them would race and the other one, she was working on her instructors. And he had all these lessons online. So I'd pick a lesson, watch it, and then I'd go to the hill and spend the whole day working on that. And that's how I taught myself to ski.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And like I always say, alpine skiers parallel because they must, and telemark skiers parallel because we can.
That's right.
Yeah.
I had to teach myself how to parallel after I learned how to telly.
Really?
I should probably learn how to parallel turn now too. It's better, you get in a pinch when you're in the trees. You want to be able to parallel out.
Yes. Yeah. So now, are you part of the Midwest Telly Dads?
I don't think Mitch would have a problem saying that.
Oh, okay. Well, I always think that. Oh, okay. So there's an actual division with the Midwest?
He doesn't get over here enough, and I don't get over there enough.
Oh, okay.
So somebody's got to hold it down on one side.
Well, you can hold it down, and you know how much bigger I am than most people, so Mitch can find me and arm wrestle with me.
So, you got time for a story?
I got lots of time, man. This is what this is about, telemark stories.
So Mitch and I are good friends.
Yes, I can tell.
So I was living in Idaho, and my wife's dad came to visit us. And this was right after Midwest Telefest had happened.
Right.
And he comes, he's like, "I've got some presents for you." And in this little swag bag was the Midwest Telly Dad's patch.
Oh, nice.
And he said, "You got to meet this guy." He said, "You guys would love him. He's a great telemark skier." I was following him around the hill, and gave me the patch, and I put it on my coat right there. Flash forward about 2 years, I was back in Michigan at a winter kickoff party.
Yep.
And I met this gal here, and she said, "How do you know Mitch?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Your patch." And I said, I haven't met Mitch yet. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys have to meet." So she is the one that exchanged our numbers for each other.
Oh, cool.
So then me and Mitch texted all fall, and his folks live decently close to my folks in Michigan. So we met up Christmas Eve to go ski together for the first time.
Oh, right on.
And the rest is history.
That's like my friend Jarl. I don't know if you ever see Jarl Ski Bum Dad or Jarl Berg on the forum.
Yep.
And he and I go way back to Telemark Tips days. He was a youngster trying to raise money to go to Norway because his family is Norwegian, and he was selling these T-shirts that says "The thighs are evil and must be punished," and on the back is a scene of a Telemark skier, and it says Telemark. So I bought a couple of shirts from him, and then we kind of, he went off and did his thing, and I went off and raised my family, and I think through, telemarktips.com disappeared after Mitch passed away. And so through Facebook, I was like, okay, this is Jarl. And anyway, so I said, do you remember these shirts? And I sent him a picture. I still have it from, I don't know, 20 plus years ago. Like they're my Sunday best shirts.
Right. You got to hang on to that.
Yeah. Because everybody looks at them and they go, "The thighs are evil and must be punished." And I said, "Well, look at the back of the shirt." And they're like, "Oh, okay." They get it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah, I love stories like that when people start to, put two and two together and you meet up at the hill. Because the first time that happened to me was when I was visiting Josh Madsen at Salt Lake City, and I would meet people and they're like, "Oh, you're the free heel guru, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." "And who are you?" "Oh, okay." And
right.
Similarly, when the first time I was at Midwest Telefest and everybody was saying, "Okay, you're the free heel guru," and I was like, "Who are you?" And I was like,
right.
"Okay." I'd go back at night and I'd go back on Instagram and it's like, I better start following these people. Yeah, so I love all that stuff and all the interconnectedness. I guess the family tree only has one branch on the North American Telemark family tree.
That's right. That's what's great about the community too, is it's so easy to find and meet people, and you already have that like-mindedness. So
yeah,
it's pretty easy to make friends on Telemark skis if you find another one.
Yeah, exactly. So are you heading up? I know you're heading up to Midwest Telefest this year.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Now, I
haven't missed one in since I moved back, so 7 years.
Okay. Now, so you went to school in Idaho. What did you study?
I went to school in northern Michigan in the UP.
So what's Idaho? Is that a school?
No, I moved out to Idaho after.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was confused. You're talking about Idaho, and then I'm thinking the local mountain you were talking about was Marquette.
Yeah, so that's Marquette Mountain.
Yeah,
we went to school at Northern Michigan University.
Okay.
And would ski Marquette Mountain.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had gone out to Idaho to school.
No, I went out to Idaho to fight wildfire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a serious job.
Yeah, it was a fun job.
Yeah.
But, it takes you away from everything for a long time.
It does. Yeah. So what did you study at school?
Outdoor recreation leadership management with a minor in wildland firefighting.
Wow. That's so no wonder, like, that's why you paddled, work guiding and that sort of stuff. That's up your alley.
Exactly.
Cool. Yep. And what do you do now?
Now I sell indoor overhead crane equipment.
Well, yeah, there's a chain, a little pivot there.
Yep, there's a pivot there. When I moved back from Idaho after fighting fire, I was an arborist for 4 years. And then I was kind of getting over doing that, and I got approached to get into sales for a crane company here in West Michigan.
Cool.
And since then, I've moved on to a component supplier for crane builders throughout the north central region of the Americas.
Oh, cool. So those are the types of cranes that run on rails and lift heavy stuff.
Manufacturing, production, that kind of stuff.
I was just got a tour of my brother-in-law's shop that he has. He's a really big contractor, and in his diesel shop, he's got 3 overhead cranes.
Okay.
Because he's got like excavators and payloaders and dump trucks and over-the-road tractors and all that stuff that need to be worked on. Yeah, so yeah, it was quite the tour.
That's what's you never go into these buildings until you get into an industry that allows you to go in and see what's going on. So you get to see a bunch of different applications and a bunch of different industries that live within these walls that you never really see.
Yeah. So what is the biggest industry that you sell to? Like, do you sell to just basically manufacturing?
Yeah. So when I when I was in outside sales selling a whole unit, that's what I did before I did do what I do now.
Yeah.
We did a lot of plastic injection mold here in
Oh, okay.
West Michigan
Yeah.
and some automotive. There's more automotive, obviously, in the Detroit area,
Yeah.
but that was a lot of what we were doing here. Now I sell to crane builders, so I only deal with the builder. I never see the end user, not often at least. So they call and ask for,
That's
a 15-ton indoor overhead crane,
right.
and they give me all the specs, and we quote it out for them.
Wow. I know that on our way to Pat's shop, we go by this place, and I don't recall it being there before. And it's in the industrial side of Thunder Bay, down where all the grain elevators are and that sort of stuff. And it's a massive crane, and it's on a gigantic steel pylon. And it kind of looks like like a crane on a ship.
Oh yeah,
Has one boom, gigantic, but the post that it's on is huge. And I was like, man, they got to build some really big stuff to use that crane. And as we go around the corner, it's like, oh yeah, there's wind turbines there. They build wind turbines, so you need a big crane that's way off the ground to lift that stuff.
We call those jibs in the industry.
Oh, okay, yep, that's exactly what it would have been.
With the whole thrust and pull, once you get your hoist out to the end of that boom, they have to build some pretty massive foundations to set those things on so they don't pull out.
Right. Very cool. All right, so let's see. Telemark skiing. Where has Telemark skiing taking you?
Where has Telemark skiing taken me? Well, this is pretty cool. I've never been on a podcast before, so this is pretty great.
Well, you know what? Right now, Adam Sauerwin and CJ Kosha.
Yeah.
This is the #1 Telemark show this month, this last couple of months. Adam and I go back and forth each week. He was the guy who started it. He goes,
those guys are great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't met Adam before. I've met CJ a couple different times.
Yep.
Good fellas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a spoiler alert that CJ is going to be on the show in the future, so that'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Adam is he's a real character.
Oh yeah, seems like it. I listened to their podcast last spring.
Yeah.
But to get back to the question, I guess I went down. The first trip I made for Telemark was to go to World Telemark Day at Alta.
Oh, nice.
2019, and that's when I saw the free heel shop for the first time. I've been out to Copper to see one of CJ's films. I think 3 years ago, I went out for a film premiere out there. And went and saw another one of his in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Right.
So I've traveled around a little bit to go and meet up with different communities.
Very cool. Yeah, I've just basically stayed in North America, but I get to interview people from all around the world.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think probably the furthest I've been is Telemark skiing is on Mount Baker on the 1st of August.
Oh wow. 1st of August.
Yeah, we were surfing in Tofino in BC almost a day before that, and then we made our way back across the ferries and stayed in Bellingham, and then the next day drove up to Mount Baker. I told my kids to bring their snowboard stuff, but their mom, she's like, no, we don't know what it's going to be like. I guess she didn't care about me skiing, so they had I don't know, what are they, body boards, the half sort of surfboard. Yeah. So they tobogganed on those while I was walking up and down Telemark skiing. We were, I think it was Baxter Lake part of the mountain. It was lots of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't been out that far yet. My wife's best friend lives in Seattle.
Oh, yes.
We're talking about going out there early winter.
Right.
And try and ski Crystal Mountain out there.
Right. You see, I have a problem going out west. Yeah, it's big skiing, but they don't have as many resorts as we have here.
Right.
It's like New York State has got 50 resorts to ski at. I don't think all the West has 50 resorts. I know there's going to be people hating on me, but it's reality.
No, I'm a huge advocate for the Midwest. I love it here. We lived out west. It was a great time. Skiing was great, but I don't regret moving back to Michigan in the least.
You know what, that's why I got to get the Indy Pass to sponsor me, because I always talk about the Indy
There you
Pass.
go.
I call it like the icon killer. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
because like even what they this year they have 270 plus.
it's something.
Yeah, for I don't know
I
what it is in the U.S., but for us up in Canada, it costs us $400, which is nothing for what you get.
Yeah, I was gonna say around 300.
Yeah, I think it was like
So
289 or something like that.
I
But
haven't bought it yet, and I keep meaning to. I buy the same 3 passes every year,
right.
and it does pretty well. But the Indy, if we planned on traveling a little bit more one winter, that's the way to go.
Well, that was like our trip last year. We were like dirt bags, man. We stayed in cheap motels and we took our own food, and like we were in Duluth, and you get up in the morning and right across the highway is Spirit Mountain, and
Oh yeah,
it was I'm going to say maybe minus 20 outside, and beautiful bluebird day, and you're staying in a northern climb motel because they have plugins for diesel trucks,
right.
you
Isn't
know.
that great?
And
No,
we skied all day, and I told my wife, I said, we have the pass. If it's really cold, we can do a few runs and then go to Miller Hill Mall or whatever. And
right.
we ended up skiing till 4:30. Like, they kicked us off the hill. It was awesome, and there was nobody there.
That's the best part. If you can bear the cold on
Yeah,
those, bitter days,
yeah,
you can ski the whole hill to yourself.
yeah.
Were you at Midwest Telefest when they brought Telly Tay out and
No,
those
that was,
guys?
I think, the year before I got there.
Okay. They came out and it was a bitter cold one. And they're used to skiing Utah's climate and they could not believe that nobody was sheltered in place inside.
Yeah, they're
Don't
if you're from
you
the
can't
East and the
hibernate, you got to
Midwest, right?
participate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Yeah, it's yeah. Just I remember helping with the national team up here in Canada, and it's minus 20, and the kids would go and do a run, 2 runs, and then they'd go in and warm up, and me and the national team coach are on the hill all day. We go in for lunch, and then we go back out, and that's the only time we are indoors, right? So you make sure that you dress warmly.
Yeah, there's not inclement weather, there's inappropriate clothing.
I love that one.
I like to
Yeah,
throw that one out in the winter.
I love that one. Can I use that?
Absolutely. That's a freebie.
All right, right on. Yeah, so we're planning on spending more time up here in Canada, because there's quite a few mountains that have come online in the east. There have been very few, and I'm kind of hoping. I've skied Le Massif de Charlevoix. That's how you're supposed to say it, Michiganders. Charlevoix, not Charlevoix.
Charlevoix.
Yeah. Well, you're francophone, sort of. It's Charlevoix.
Right.
And so you ski right down to the St. Lawrence River, and that's the deepest part of the river, and all the ships go right there. So you're skiing down, and there'll be ocean liners going right by you.
Really?
So this year, I'd like to go to Cape Smoky, which is in Cape Breton in Nova Scotia, and you ski down to the ocean.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the furthest have you been to Bellevue Ski Lodge?
Yes, I know Ann and Robin really well. I haven't been there to ski because this old body doesn't move that fast around the trees. So I don't know what it's like back there, and I don't want to have to hike all the way back there and find out that it's
a lot of hiking.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, don't tell this to the listeners, so everybody close your ears. The only time I ever went there, I was still snowboarding.
Oh, okay.
So I'd really like to get back there and ski that place again. But that's the only place in Canada I've ever skied.
So the Bellevue Valley Lodge is true backcountry skiing.
Yep.
They work with the federal government, and they have access to 2,500 acres of crown land, which in the U.S. would be like BLM, I guess.
Yep, that's equivalent.
Yeah, and they don't they don't go in and clear a whole lot of it, but they do make sure they go out and they clear stuff and the hazards and that sort of stuff in October. Sort of like,
It's
up
like
at the Porkies and
it's like light glading,
yeah,
moving stuff around,
yeah,
opening up the ground cover. So
yeah. No, I got to meet them several years ago, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice place to go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was trying to get my family to go there on, what's your big holiday that you have in February? Is that President's Day?
I was going to say Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's not a holiday.
It must be President's Day.
Well, what's your big holiday in January? Is that Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
see, look, I'm Canadian. I know more shit about your country than you do.
I know that one.
Okay. So it's President's Day.
You're right.
And so we have a holiday here then too. And I tried to get my family to go there because my daughter's got she goes out to the East Coast to sled, and she's got big mountain sleds.
Yep.
And I said, that would be perfect, because Ann said, yeah, you know what? We can take the snowmobiles and they can pull us
right
to where we need to ski.
I mean, we were up there. We were probably there dawn to dusk, hiking the whole day.
No way.
And
Wow.
the last run brings you right into the back of their place.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Now, did you have a split board, or were you just on a regular board?
I was on a regular board.
Oh my gosh.
Packing with snowshoes.
Okay. I was going to say, man, no wonder you're a telemark skier, glutton for punishment.
Right. That must have been like 2014, 2015 or something like that. It was a long time ago.
Wow.
But I've thought about it ever since. They have snow flea up there.
Yeah.
I'd really like to go check that out sometime.
Yeah, I've been trying to get their local mountain to get on the Indy Pass, because if you ever have an opportunity, there's a small telemark community at Searchmount. It's owned by a guy who owns a few mountains. I think he owns Brighton. So whatever group that is, he owns that now.
He owns my home hills.
Oh, does he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Mount Holly and Pine Knob in Brighton.
Okay.
I think those are all on the same. I grew up right outside of Flint, Michigan.
Okay. Yep.
So those were the close hills to my house.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Americans that come up. So I've met a few of them. So there is a bit of a telemark community up there. And my buddy John Woods he's a telemark skier. He's an old guy. He's like 75, and he's a telemark instructor, an alpine instructor, and a snowboard instructor. And he basically lives in a hunt camp all year long.
Right. I think you got to be all the instructors if you're going to be a telemark instructor.
Oh yeah.
You probably don't get a lot of guys that come around asking for.
That's right.
For tips.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So do you have any other things? Oh, where can people find you?
On Facebook, we're Lower Peninsula Pinheads.
Yep.
And we're the same on Instagram.
Right
and
on.
then myself on Instagram is only here for telemark.
Okay. Right on. Well, thanks for taking the time to sit down with me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this has been lots of fun. This is what I love doing. I love meeting people, talking to people, telemark, all that sort of stuff. So
hey,
I hope we have a good winter.
My wife's got to pull me away a lot of times.
I know
that asks me about it, and I can jabber on for an hour.
When I was working with Telemark Ski Ontario and Telemark Canada, and I found out that the USTSA was having a training camp at Mount Snow, like the good husband, I asked my wife if I can go, and she goes, yeah, because it's like 9 to 10 hour drive for me to southern Vermont. And I had found out about it through Tabby Friedman, and she said I could crash at her place. And, my girls were younger at the time. It's like stranger danger. And the kids asked, well, where's Dad staying? My my wife says, oh, I don't know, some strange lady. A stranger. Yeah. But it was a blast, man. It was awesome because one of the guys, Steve, he's an oysterman, so he brought fresh oysters for supper. And I asked Tabby if she liked mac and lobster, so I cooked mac and lobster. Yeah, it was a fun time.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so and that's what Telemark's all about.
Oh yeah, the connections.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so again, thanks for taking the time, sitting down, talking with me.
No, I appreciate it. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you in February.
Oh yeah. All right. For sure.
All right.
Okay.
Keith, we'll talk to you soon. Later.
Hey, crew. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the Skippy Report. Sorry for the echo if you hear that, because I'm sitting in my brother-in-law's kitchen on the shore of Lake Superior. Anyways, a huge thank you to Nick Racette of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the Lower Peninsula Pinheads. So if you're in the Midwest, you need to show Nick and the Lower Peninsula Pinheads some love and get out to their event in Cabernet. You can look for him on his socials. He mentioned that earlier. And stay tuned for another episode of the Skippy Report. Thanks a lot for listening. Peace out.